benefit of being more devoted to your spiritual practices. The first one, Jazz, was denial. Divine helpers. Okay, the second one is devotion. Devotion. You are starting to see, oh, thank you, Dom. You are starting to see how you need to start getting more serious with your spiritual practices and starting to do these meditations. You're starting to realize your character. You're starting to realize you've been the elephant in the room. And as much as you've talked shit about everybody else and they need to do this and they need to do that, you're starting to get real humbled. And you've had some people come in your life that have been some real honest mirrors that are making you walk around like this. I know I said they had a problem. I know I said that, but I got shit. You starting to feel like this. I got shit, and I don't like people seeing this no more, and I don't want to be like this no more, and I don't want to show up like this no more, and I'm so tired of feeling this way, and I'm so tired of thinking like this, and I'm so tired of being insecure, and I'm so tired of having separation anxiety. I'm so tired of feeling like I get lost in every relationship, and I don't have my own life, and I'm not doing my own thing. That's all the stuff you keep saying when, because you're really hitting the wall where you can't lie to yourself no more. It's not just them, it's you too. You're the common denominator in all this shit. Okay? You're the common denominator in all this. So you're realizing now, okay, the coping and all this stuff is not working. I need to sit my ass down and I need to start doing these meditations with intention. I need to get my ass in bed and wake up with intention in the morning, doing my affirmations, get off the phone from scrolling and letting myself go through a whole roller coaster of emotions before the sun even comes up, acting and walking around. Why am I feeling heavy? Why am I feeling tired? I don't know, because you just took in 25 people's energy and emotions before the sun came up. How do you feel before you just go down it? What are you distracting yourself from? Why don't you let yourself be bored so you can actually create the life that you desire instead of sitting on the porch dreaming about it? When are your dreams going to become a reality? If it's not now, when? When is it? Okay, so yeah, we need to start doing this breath work. You need to start learning how to regulate your emotions, because that is one of the biggest reasons why you don't feel secure in relationships, is because you know that you don't know how to communicate in healthy ways. Let's just bring it out on the table. You either pop off and go 0 to 100 and hit the below the belt, and you black out and say things that you don't mean, that you end up having to apologize for. And then you go into a cycle of apologizing to where your word doesn't mean shit, and you don't like feeling like your word doesn't mean shit. So apologies without change behavior is manipulation. So then it makes you look in the mirror and say, am I a manipulator? Am I manipulating? Do I expect people to just keep accepting my apology, or do I need to really challenge myself and change? If that means that I need to be single for a while, even though it's something I really don't want to fucking do. If that means that I have to stop with the addiction, even though that's something I really don't want to do. If that means I got to do something that makes me uncomfortable, am I willing to do it? Or do I want to just continue to attract low vibrational relationships that are not going to challenge me to do better because it's comfortable, until it's not, because you're not comfortable in those low vibrational relationships? Especially not now, when you have the awareness that you are abandoning yourself and people pleasing and using yourself as a doormat because you don't want to look in the mirror and be real with yourself on how you're contributing to your suffering. The perpetual victim is played out, and you know it. It doesn't even feel right when you say, my ex, and it's because of the, okay, at some point, when is it you? You're the only one that you can control. You can't control your father. You can't control your mother. You can't control your ex. You can't control that friend. You can't make somebody treat you how you want to be treated. You can't make somebody do this journey because you want to do it. And the main reason why you're pushing certain people to be where they're not ready to be is because you don't want to go where you're ready to go alone. Not recognizing that elevation requires separation in some sort. Making space for more aligned relationships that you say that you want, but you keep entertaining the low frequency ones. In one side, you're high vibrational and you're doing it, but behind closed doors, you're still entertaining bullshit. That's why you feel like an imposter, not because you are an imposter, because you're not standing in your own truth, but you're telling other people to. Who am I talking to? This is not me. This is why I laugh, because why Spirit, God, leave Spirit. Hold on. We only on card 2. It was just devotion. I think Spirit really wants you to be more devoted, is what that's why the energy is coming off like that. Be more devoted to yourself. Therefore, you'll be more devoted to Spirit, because you are Spirit and Spirit is you. The lack of devotion to yourself is the lack of devotion to spirit. It is. I feel crazy. Ooh, the flow is flowing. It is. 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 And so is my throat chakra. Look, do you guys see how I just did that? You remember how a couple weeks ago it was hard for me to play and sing? I wasn't in my head just then. I was just literally letting it flow, babe. You see? When you get in your head, it fucks shit up. You're fucking it up because you're in your head. When you're on the date and you're in your head, you're fucking it up because you're saying some shit that you don't want to say, trying to perceive it like you're on an interview. When you're getting ready to do something on stage, you're fucking it up. When you're in your head, trying to get ahead of what everything's trying to do, now you're not in the flow. Now it's not looking authentic because you're not being authentic. You're fucking it up when you're in your head. You know, trying to play this. Oh my God, I hope they like it. If I make a mistake, what am I gonna? I'm manifesting what I don't want. I'm manifesting what I don't want because I'm a self-fulfilling prophecy, bitch. Okay? I'm a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm so scared of messing up and people judging me that I'm gonna do something to be judged for anyway. Duh. There's always somebody that's gonna say some shit. How do you deal with it? And why does it hurt you so much? How come someone's words make you cower over? It must be a part of you that believes it's true. Because how can someone's words be so powerful to literally stop you in your tracks and not do what you want to do? Someone's words and what someone thinks of you that much is enough for you to hide in the shadows for the rest of your life and not do what you know you're supposed to do because you're scared of a stranger who's also scared of being seen to see you? Make it make sense. Because the person who is hating on you for being yourself is not yet found themselves. So you're going to let someone who is not themselves, who loves misery and company, you're going to be the company for that person, even if you're not in the same proximity. Our energy is all connected. So they're not doing what they love, which is making them miserable. You want to do what you love, but you're scared of what they think. And so you don't do it. Now we're both miserable not doing it. They won. They won. They've lowered you to their frequency and you're staying there because you'd rather resonate with them than rise above. You let their projections dictate who you are. Hi, Melinda. You let their projections and how they feel about you, themselves dictate you. That's what you did. You let the projections of how they felt about themselves dictate you. Because you didn't have discernment, I guess. I think you do. But let's see. The gifts are coming in. The psychic awareness is coming in, divine soul. But a lot of you guys are scared of how people are going to perceive you when you start speaking about your gifts and how you're having visions and all these different things. And so you find your one witchy friend, you find your one woo-woo friend, and you say, oh my gosh, so the other day I heard the ringing in my ear and then I saw 444 and I was thinking about it, and you just talk about it because it feels safe. But when is it going to just feel safe because it's who you are and you know it to be true without needing to be validated by somebody? Hi, how are you? So, you know, when is it going to be beyond that one safe person and it really is just who you are? You don't feel safe because you're worried about how people are going to believe you or not. You need to be believed by everybody in order for your gifts to be real. You have so much validation already on how your gifts are real. Please put a heart in the chat if you've ever had a dream and then it came true in the following days. Please put a heart in the chat if you had a dream about something in a relationship and it came true in the following days. Please put a heart in the chat if you thought about something the moment before they called or texted you. You knew it. You just felt it. Put a heart in the chat if you just know, clear cognizance, what someone is thinking, or especially when someone is lying. You really know when someone's lying, and other people know that you know, even if you don't say anything. And if you make your presence makes people really uncomfortable, even when you don't even say anything. Put a heart in the chat when you walk in the room and you can feel the tension. You can feel that something happened. Maybe you have goosebumps, the hairs stand up on your arm. Clairsentience. You can just tell. You know something happened. Or you can tell when there's something up with one of your close friends, especially. Someone that you're close with, all of a sudden you get a ping and you call them and they're crying. You get a ping and you call them and they're like, girl, I was just about to call. You get a ping and you call them and they're like, oh my gosh, how did you know that I'm like going crazy? You end up calling somebody and they're in some kind of breakdown when you call them. Put a heart in the chat if that's ever happened. Put a heart in the chat if you're able to give a complete stranger energy on or energy reading or advice on their life without even knowing them, and it resonates with them because they tell you right then and there, oh my gosh, you're right. A complete stranger. You don't know anything. You have no context. You have no background. You're just hearing what they're presenting right then and there, and you're able to say the right things to them. Put a heart in the chat if that's ever happened. Put a heart in the chat if certain songs come on the radio, moments at the second when you're literally thinking about something and it just seems like the lyrics answer your question. Or you have ringing in your right ear, or your hearing just completely cuts out at a time where you're getting a message. Maybe you're listening to a reading online. Maybe you're saying a really important part and then your hearing just completely cuts out of nowhere. You hear ringing. It starts itching. Or you've actually heard songs in your head and you've been questioned. You've heard telephone ringing in your head. You've heard sirens. You've heard things, and you've literally looked around your house and said, wait, no, I know I heard this. I know. Put a heart in the chat if you felt a gust of wind, especially if you have a loved one that has already crossed over and you're inside the house with all the windows closed and you have felt a gust of wind just go past your face, or you felt something that made you turn around and you don't know why. You literally turned around and you know it's not fake. You're just in there by yourself and you've turned around like this and there's nothing. Put a heart in the chat. Put a heart in the chat if you know that you've been able to astro project, meaning having that sleep paralysis where you're in between, your body is in the paralysis state because you're in the REM state, but your consciousness is awake and you can feel yourself. Sometimes you may hear buzzing, electric ringing. You may see blue and weird shapes and you can't move, but you can see. And if some of you have really made it outside of yourself, you may have been able to see yourself outside of yourself. Or maybe it's first person. You've had the same reoccurring dream over and over and over again. And every time the way that the dream ends is you jolt back into your body. Put a heart in the chat. I know that's very specific. And maybe this used to happen a lot in childhood. And if you really think back at the time when it happened in childhood, you were very stressed at the time. Think about what was going on with mom and dad when you were doing this a lot. You may have had a lot of sleep paralysis and a lot of astral projection when you were young. And it's not just because you were young, it's because you were young and you were also going through a lot of stress and trauma, which is clinically and scientifically why they say sleep paralysis can happen is due to a lot of stress. The body is in a lot of stress, which is true. But I also think there's a spiritual reason for it. And I also think there's a connection to people who are children who are dealing with a lot, dissociating and being able to leave these realms and go on to other places. I'm getting woo-woo, but tap on, leave a heart if you're with me still. I'm not hiding these things. This is me becoming more of who I am in front of you and not hiding certain things because I'm scared of being called demonic. Y'all already know. Call me demonic. See what happens. I like it. You see how I turned in something that I was scared of. I don't want to talk about this witchy stuff. Whatever. I don't want to talk about this spiritual woo-woo stuff, even though I wholeheartedly believe in it because I don't want to be called demonic. And so then you see what happened? I turned being called demonic into a game, something that I love doing, improv. Now I can't wait for people to come in and say, those cards are demonic. Oh, okay. Hold on, baby. Hold on. Wait, let me cue the music, bitch. Tell it. You see? So find a way to integrate it. Find a way to integrate the things that scare you into something that is fun. People are going to think what they want to think. How do you respond to it? Do you crumble? Oh my God, I guess I am demonic. God, some stranger on the internet was able to tell you who the fuck you were? Damn. Golly, I didn't know it was that easy. Let me go get my light. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Let me leave you with some jams, though. Hold on. Can I leave you with some jams? Look at the alarm band. Oh, Lord. Anyway, back to the program. I love DJ, you guys. Lord, I love DJ. I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. It feels like breathing. I'm getting it. Everyone, my mentor is just like, yeah, I don't feel like he's just like, you get the 8 count. You get the hardest part, you know? So it's been so fun. Woo! Lord, out of breath. Okay. So we get it with our gifts. Did I make my point? Did I make my point earlier with the questions that I was asking y'all? Did I make my point? Hi, Rosa. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad. The last card that came out is community. Okay, and this is where a lot of y'all, this is where a lot of you guys have been feeling really lonely lately. You've been feeling very isolated, and that is by design, because right now you are meant to be focusing on building the foundations in your life and not getting so fixated in all these different relationships. Not that you can't be having relationships, but you need to be the sole purpose. Are you where you want to be? And you have all this energy be given to all these other people and all these different things. And this is why relationships have been delayed for you, because the lesson is to build this foundation independent of that, to really have your own thing going on, because that was always the problem in relationships before. You didn't have your own thing. You didn't have your own stuff. So you made their life your life. And then when they left or things hit the fan, then you're sitting here feeling so empty and feeling so resentful that you literally gave everything. And you didn't have to. You didn't have to do all that. Okay? Yes, we love hard. I have it tatted here for 15 years on, 2012. Love hard. I'm a lover. And that's why I have to have those boundaries, and I have to really keep myself, okay, tread lightly a little bit at first, because once I'm with you, I'm with you. Once I'm with you, I'm loyal, and I love it. And I love being in a team, and let's go, and we're building. What are we doing? What's mine is yours. But I've done that 0 to 100, and I've learned my lesson that I need to go slower. Slow burn is better for me. I get very dysregulated when it goes 0 to 100. So now I realize why I was always so anxious in relationships, when all of a sudden it would be like 1 week and now, okay, we're exclusive. And I'm like, oh, why do I feel so anxious? And it's because I don't know this person. I skipped the whole dating. I always would skip dating because I didn't know what dating was. I didn't know that I didn't have to commit to the first person that gave me attention. And so it just shows I didn't even know what I was looking for. Okay. So the community is going to come. The isolation is necessary. You have to build these foundations, and you're also distancing yourself, letting go of other relationships, and you're becoming more aware of the certain relationships that you have in your life. Are they really fulfilling? Are they really giving you what you need? Are they really safe? Are they non-judgmental? Do they inspire you? These are all the things where you're realizing, oh my gosh, my environment really matters. And so you're starting to take a look at your environment. And so I always tell my clients, write a piece of paper, the 5 closest people to you in your life. Who are the 5 closest people? Write them down. And I want you to get real super duper honest and not worry about hurting anybody's feelings. But next to each name, I want you to be honest. Do they charge you most of the time, or do they drain you most of the time? Do you feel elevated and inspired after you spend time or talk to them? Or do you feel drained and discouraged, angry? Get real about it, because the energy is not It doesn't lie, and it's very potent. And there's certain people that we've allowed to really, really impact our energy subconsciously because we are seeking approval or validation from them, even if we're not aware of it. We want something. So the community's coming in, you're making space for it, but also the community that you're seeking is going to want you to be honest with yourself because you're going to be wanting honesty from them. And so this is going to be a centered, like a reciprocating relationship. And so some of you, even though you say that, oh, I'm an open book, you're just as open as the first few chapters. And now you're realizing, it's actually time to go a little bit deeper. I do want people to know me more. I'm only comfortable sharing what I've been comfortable with within myself, but now I'm realizing there's a lot more things that I want to be seen in, but I'm very uncomfortable with them. This is the realization that a lot of you guys are having. So how do we become more comfortable? Thank you, Rosa. How do we become more comfortable with these parts of ourselves? We have to slowly start integrating them into the light. How do we do that? Well, some of us may go online more. Some of us may just start opening up in our lives more with people. Some of us may start doing the things that scare us. Like me going to improv or, starting to work towards this public speaking and DJing, things getting in front of a crowd that scare me. So I'm working towards that, taking it more seriously. Yep, Jazz, I realized that too. I realized that too back in the day. And now I have people telling me, you're too much, you're too deep. And now I just say, no, I'm not too deep for the right people. And I do know how to have surface level conversation here and there. And you can take me somewhere and I'm not going to be bogging people down all day with philosophies, But also, I'm not going to feel bad that I do like to have deeper conversations and that there's only so much I can talk about with the weather. There's only so much I can talk about how your job is, how this. Okay, like there's other things that I like to talk about and I'm not going to feel bad about that. So that's okay. You're just not in alignment with me because there's plenty of people that love going deep with me all the time. And I have different friends for different things, so it's okay. So, just really accepting certain things about yourself and not trying to change things that are perfectly fine just to meet somebody else's comfortability. So if you do meet somebody and you're going on a date and you're noticing that this person just wants to stay on the surface, the answer is not for you to stay on the surface and abandon who you really are just because you're on a date with this person. It's to have a few dates, see what's up. Maybe it's just you needed some time, but then you'll get to the root of if this person really wants to go there with you. And then from there, you don't force them to try to go there. You just go a different direction. Keeping clear on what it is that you want and deserve and not trying to make somebody be anything for you. That is not love. Trying to force somebody to be what you need because you don't want to walk away or you're sick of having to start over or I can't stand dating or the next person has to be it. No, they don't. You remember you're still building a whole life independent of that. That's fun and traveling and doing stuff before you meet the person. So therefore you're not waiting on life to meet the person. You may meet the person while you're traveling, but you're sitting here waiting in your house to travel because you think that the person's going to come before the travel. But maybe the travel comes before the person. Did you ever think about that? Trying to control things to make yourself feel safe when you're not in control. You don't know. You've been trying to control when you're meeting somebody this whole time. Setting arbitrary benchmark numbers. By this age, I'm going to be this. By this age, I'm going to be that. By this age, I'm going to have this. By this age, I'm going to have that. How'd it work? How'd it work? How'd it work out? Did it work out everything that you wrote down? Did you get it all? And if you did get it all, are you happy? Two major questions. Okay, you didn't? Okay. You're not? Okay, I'm not laughing at that fact, but it just shows that us trying to control shit it's not producing what we want either. And it's also tiring, and it's also not love. You trying to force somebody to not be who they are, even if they are objectively a shitty person, it's not your job to change them. It's not your job to hound on them all day and tell them why they should be faithful to you. It's your job to say, why the fuck do I think it's my job to hound them all day to be faithful to me? Because who can you control? Clearly not them. Okay. Spending so much time trying to analyze why somebody does what they do when the person that you need to be analyzing is you. Why the hell are you staying? Why do you think this is what you deserve? Why do you make it your life mission to change somebody that clearly doesn't want to change right now? Okay, so I think that we're in. If anyone would like to do a reading, let me know. Jazz, I love how much you're just being so honest. You can tell how much you just want to be witnessed. You can tell how much you just want to let it out. Here I am. This is me, all of me, all of me. You don't want no more masks. You can feel it, how much. Yeah, because like the way that you're talking about yourself and the way that you're being, it just shows so much growth when you can just talk about yourself. Yes, I was this. That's why it throws a lot of people off in conversations with how honest I am, because sometimes they'll be talking about another person and they're like, oh, yeah, she was just so crazy. Like she was so crazy over her ex. Like she just kept going back. And I instead of me joining in on the gossip, I'm like, I used to be like that. And then they're like, oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you know what? Me too. And usually it brings the other person into honesty too. And I'm like, oh, you were projecting a little bit right there. And then me just being honest made you feel safe to be honest. Awesome. But yeah, I'm not going to sit here and dog her acting like I wasn't like that 5 years ago. So I feel for her and I hope that she gets out of the cycle just like I was so grateful that I did. So I have nothing negative to say about her because she is me. So if I'm talking about her, I'm talking about myself. And I've forgiven myself, so. I love doing this. This is so fun. Gosh. Honesty is so healing. It just feels so good. Like, here it is. Here you go. If you don't like it, okay. So, would anyone like a 7-minute reading? If you would like one, you can send me $20. The link is in my bio for Cash App. If you have other forms of methods that you've paid me in the past and you already have it, you can use that. But yeah, Cash App. We'll do 7 minutes, and you already see how I read. So if you're going to ask me to do the reading, that means you're okay with me putting the information in the streets, but in a productive way, because we're doing coaching here. We're trying to get better. That is the whole point. That is the type of reader that I am, is an improvement, honest, truth seeker. I don't know. You want the blocks, or you just need to hear the things that you already know from another person? I got you. Because a lot of things that I'm telling you guys, you already know. It's just a confirmation, and that is just showing that you need to trust yourself more. That's all. So, who would like one? In the meantime, I am opening up my 4-week mentorship starting July 6th. So let y'all get through the weekend. But we will start that week. It doesn't have to be July 6th. It's just starting that week of the 4 weeks. So whatever day and time that I have available, you have available. So that information will be up in the morning, but it's already available if you want to DM me. I've been doing this since January, and it's been awesome to see the progress with the clients who have especially gone month to month with me. And yeah, so if you guys want to partake in that and you are looking for a mentor and you like my coaching style, as you can see, and you're ready to actually take action, then this may be the container for you, because it's very hands-on. A lot of people who come to me have already intellectualized their trauma a lot, especially in talk therapy, but we can only talk so much, okay? We can only talk on why your dad abandoned you and how it wasn't your fault from so many angles. At some point, you actually have to release the anger by screaming and crying. You have to release the sadness and move. You got to move through the energy in the gym. You got to start taking your life back and getting healthy. You got to stop coping with the sadness of your dad not choosing you. You have to choose to be happy, and those are the things that we're going to work on in the containers. And so your homework may be to have that conversation, that uncomfortable conversation with mom. We are working on boundaries this week in your mentorship, and we already know what boundaries, we know the importance of boundaries, and we know how our life has been negatively impacted by not having boundaries. And so today's homework is to finally set that boundary with mom, because you are choosing to keep mom in your life. So therefore, anyone that you are choosing to keep in your life is going to have to become accustomed to these new set of rules. Mom is not exempt anymore because mom is the root. Mom's not exempt because mom is a root, and maybe once we feel brave enough to finally step up to mom, everyone else will be easier, because it's mom who we're really scared of. It's mom who we shut down from, and then it just manifests in all these other relationships when we suppress ourselves from anyone who has similar energy like mom. So if you wonder why you keep attracting similar energy as your mother, it's because you have to set boundaries with your mother finally. And some of you don't want to do that because you're saying my mom's not going to be receptive. She's going to blow up and she's going to cuss me out and she's going to shut down and not talk to me. And that's the perceived abandonment for mom, is why you endure the abuse. You don't want mom to abandon you. We know we inherently need the love. We need mom, but you need yourself more now. You have survived. It's time to start living. And you can't live when you are trying to be this empowered, beautiful soul that you are, and then you have these highly influential people in your life like mom and dad still thinking that they can tear you down and cuss you out and talk to you any kind of way and disrespect you, and you let them. Because you'd rather have some connection than no connection at all, but it's hurting you. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I think I have one already up, Austin, and then we can go. Hold on one second. Oh, Rosa, I appreciate you so much. Rosa, I appreciate you. Are you still on here? Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh. All right. Well, Rosa, let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on with you. Okay? And then Austin, I can do one for you too next. Okay? So hang on one second. Okay. All right. Clearing the energy for Rosa. What's going on with Rosa's energy? What's happening? Okay, gosh, I didn't even get the shovel and these just flew out of the middle of the deck. So let me turn on the time and see what is going on with Rosa. Okay, so the first three cards that came out, Rosa, is Shadow, Creativity, and Victory. So this lets me know that you're already in an energy of really facing these character, not flaws, but these parts of yourself that you realize you're like, ugh, okay, I need to really heal these parts if I want to be able to show up and receive and manifest things that I want. So, hearing that you're in some shadow work, working on certain things, having some realizations lately about yourself. Although you've done a lot of work, you've already done a lot of work, but now we're just going deeper, which means that you're getting closer to something that you've really been wanting for a long time. But you're already living in answered prayers in certain ways, but you've had to make some really painful decisions and some hard decisions around the last few years in order to get to this space. And so shadows are coming up and we're needing to look at them a little bit deeper. Okay, your creativity. Have you been creating a lot of art lately, Rosa, or have you been feeling called to? There's something about consuming versus creating, and also creating in a way that is more authentic to you. There's something that you want to say or express, but yeah, there's something that you need to say or express, and you're not allowing yourself to be open to all these different mediums, maybe because you have it in your head like this is not what you do, or you're just not giving your time to that, your part of yourself. But your creativity is something that really is wanting to be seen and heard, and also a big part of the changes that are coming up into your life. There's a lot of victories in the future, but I'm going to hold on to that and pull some more cards and see what else is coming up. So are you believing in yourself? Are you doubting yourself, Rosa? Are you doubting this part? Because there's been a lot of change. There's been a lot of change. I really feel like, am I remembering wrong? Wasn't there a relationship or something that you were leaving a while ago? There was something that you were getting out, a big transition that you were going through a couple of years ago, decisions. Remind me, and I may be wrong. I may be wrong. What was that? Something that you needed to do. Yes. I knew it was a disconnect. It was disconnecting, and it was a lot. You were seeing it. Okay, and so a lot has changed. But with that disconnection has come up with a lot of things that you're seeing within yourself. Okay, you're seeing within yourself, and so let's see what else. What does Rosa need to know? Yeah. What does Rosa need to know? Okay. Ooh. Okay, so you're definitely closing out a cycle. So the death card came out. This is your guardian angel. So you're being very, very protected and guided right now. But you are definitely going through a tower moment, a death, of ego death, a closing of a cycle. And so this is going to invigorate your imagination. And this is where the creativity comes in. As soon as you're going to be in a new environment, you're going to feel more expanded. And so let your inner Rosa, let your inner child be free, connecting more with your children, connecting more with what makes you happy. This is a chapter where you are coming into a blank canvas, and you really have to be bold and say yes to things in this chapter and really not play small. All the stuff that has happened, especially in the relationship, has made you realize how much you were shrinking, how much you were not being fully yourself, how much you did not have the space, and now you do. Now that you do, you see how it wasn't just the relationship, and it wasn't just certain family members. It's Rosa. It's Rosa. This is Rosa now, not believing in little Rosa. And this is why so much around your inner child is coming out. Your creativity, you see you there dancing and frolicking. Look at you dancing and frolicking, imagination. And then here, appreciation. This is you giving your younger self flowers. I feel like you are not seeing yourself in the way that other people see you. I feel like you're not giving yourself that credit for how talented you are. And I think that you see it in other people, but you don't see it the way that you need to see it within yourself in order for you to have the confidence to do certain things. But you know now that this next chapter banks on you really being seen, especially because you want to be this example for your children, which you already have been, in finding your happiness and going after things and not saying and stuff that doesn't make you happy. But also showing them that going for your dreams and who they are at their core is enough. Okay, the other two cards that came out were business and victory. Money does grow on trees. This is letting me know that whatever it is that you're starting to feel purposeful in and that you're feeling fulfilling, or whatever it is that you want to do, because you will be creating something for yourself, is going to be in victory. Money does grow on trees. Okay, you are going to be very successful being yourself, but that's the task. That is the task. Okay. Let's see what your native spirits have to say. Let's see. Final card. Wow, big transition, letting it go, but you can't talk about it no more. You got to be about it. That's what I heard. Actions speak louder than words, Rosa. Actions speak louder than words. You're moving, you're doing your thing. Once you get settled, once you're there, it is time for you to focus on what makes you happy too. Because you've given a lot to other people. And it's your inner child is screaming, what about me? What about me? I want to be made the priority. And I still have hopes and dreams. And there's things that I never got to do yet that I still want to do. Okay. Let's take the one that hit the floor. Okay. We'll hold this. All right. Ancient Forest. Ancient Forest came out. So immediately, I don't know if you're in somewhere tropical, or maybe need to go to somewhere tropical or visit somewhere, or go into the woods or get out into more nature. But nature is calling. Nature is healing. Okay. Your roots go deep. Incredible, radiant healing strength is available to you and grows within you. Do not doubt your abilities. Girl, we can't make it out if we try. Do not doubt your abilities. You're so much more than you can possibly imagine. There's immense, unseen, but very real support around you. You are loved and cherished. You are grounded, stable, and strong as your spirit reaches high into the heavens. Throughout the world, those in indigenous cultures revere what are called the tree people. The powerful life force of trees can bring healing, strengthening, and grounding energies. This kind of tree might vary from culture to culture, but the reverence and gratitude for its beneficial energies are the same. The ancient forest is alive with nature spirits. Additionally, each tree has an individual spirit, especially powerful and resilient. The forest can survive the harshest conditions because of the mutual support of the spirit of the entire force. Your greatest strength is silent and deep. It doesn't need to show force. It just is. Inner power is found through contemplation, reflection, and meditation. Sometimes it comes from times of growth and change. Other times it comes from surviving, conquering painful situations. So this is just letting you know, Rosa, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You are resilient. You are strong. You've made it through some of your hardest days. The trees told you to divorce. Oh, confirmation, babe. Confirmation. Okay. There's a reason why I felt called to choose this card versus the other one. Okay, so you're exactly where you're supposed to be. It's time to go deeper and also not be scared of what people think. You are gifted and you are going to create a life of abundance just being yourself. It is that easy. Get out of the mindset that it has to be hard, that it has to be challenging. That is a belief that many people believe, and so they stay in cycles of suffering because they truly believe that creating abundance has to be hard. It doesn't. Okay. All right. Dom, did you send? Let me see. And then Rosa, thank you again. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Okay. Also, so before we get into the next reading, if anybody sends, let me know. Thank you. We have the next workshop is already in the books. It's on my website, available to get your ticket. It is on July 12th. It is a shadow workshop. It's intimate, it's intense, and we just dive right in. People are intellectualizing their trauma. They want to know how to feel better, and that is what we're going to work on in the workshop as well. So if maybe the one-on-one is out of your price range right now, or you're just not able to do the mentorship, just know that I offer virtual workshops every single month. They're usually on a Saturday or Sunday, and they are around 10 a.m. Eastern, so hopefully it's not too early for people on the West Coast, but we do what we do. So if you want to sign up for that workshop, you can go to my website, which is linked in my bio, and you can go to events, and you will see the event for 7/12 and get your ticket. Like I said, it's intimate, so the tickets will go pretty fast. Again, I will post tomorrow the information on the 4-week mentorship that starts on July 6th. If you want to work with me one-on-one, we will have hourly 1-week coaching calls, and you will also have access to me via WhatsApp, because the whole point of this particular mentorship is for me to show you how to regulate your emotions in real time. So I want you to have access to me so that when you're feeling so dysregulated and you want to call your ex, or you're feeling so dysregulated and you want to cuss this person out, I want you to text me, and we will have an emergency call so I can show you in real time what it looks like to actually regulate your emotions and learn how to soothe yourself, so therefore you can stop depending on people outside of yourself to feel good. I know that you don't like feeling like you need someone in order to be happy. That is a very disempowering and anxiety-driven feeling, because if that person doesn't choose you back, or that person doesn't show up the way you want them to, you crumble. How disempowering is that for someone to be able to text you after 24 hours of sending you into an anxious spiral because they chose not to talk to you for a full day and you were in the dumps, and then all they have to say is, hey, you, and then all of a sudden you feel like you're on top of the world again because this person is giving you attention when it's convenient. That makes you feel good? Those are the breadcrumbs that you're sopping up? Those are the breadcrumbs that you're eating up like a 5-course meal? That doesn't feel good, and you know it. Okay, let me close this. All right. Whew. So, all right, I'll be on here for a little bit longer. If anyone else would like to do a one-on-one. Austin, I know you were talking about it earlier. I didn't get to read exactly what you were saying. But anyone, feel free. Feel free. I love this. It just feels good to do what you feel so called to do, and just those that get it, and those that don't. And you got to be okay with that. You really do. Not everybody's going to resonate. I don't resonate with every single thing that people do, but I'm not going to bash them. I'm not going to talk shit or do anything. Well, except our administration, I'm going to say shit about that. But, yeah. There's people who do things way different than me. That's why I never understand how people get so triggered on social media. They see somebody eating raw meat. Okay, then you don't do it. Problem solved. Energy saved. Like, it's just so crazy how, but it's such a distraction, and that's what it is. People fight in the comments on social media as a distraction from themselves. They look at other people and they're so pissed off. They feel jealous. They feel all these big emotions when they see people maybe living how they want to live, and so they don't want people to know, man, I wish I had that. And so then they try to tear it down, knowing damn well that they wish they had that. And it's like, that kind of stuff is so obvious to people who have done the work. And so it's like, girl, you look like the elephant in the room, child. You're not hiding from nobody. We can see that you're clearly projecting how you feel about yourself. Anyone who has statements that say all or everyone or always, they're projecting, okay? Because you haven't been with every single man to know that all men cheat. And if you have, you've been busy. I'm not judging, but I think that I don't think that that's true, okay? You know? And so it's a fallacy, and there's so many fallacies. I'm really glad that I took ethics in college, because it really helped me with that. Ethics was really, wow, when people just make those blanket statements, it shows that you haven't done the work and you're still projecting your wounds based on your experience. That's why you're saying because every man that you've been with has cheated on you, so therefore you can't separate yourself and your experiences from the rest of the world. I know. And so that's why you make those blatant statements, because you can't see past it. You haven't healed it yet. And you also haven't recognized your role and the reason why you choose people that cheat on you all the time. But you don't want to talk about that because you think that everyone is inherently good, when we are, but we do bad things. And some people aren't. And because you have the rose-colored glasses on, you get confused and upset every single time the same thing happens. But when the same thing keeps happening, when do we stop jumping from relationship to relationship and look in the mirror and say, why does this keep happening? Why do you think that the next relationship is going to be different if the last 5 ended the same way? When will you look at the pattern and say, okay, I need to stop dating for a second? Like, I need to get this under control. What is going on? Why do I keep attracting people who don't respect me? Where don't I respect myself? Why do I give people so many chances to walk all over me? Why do I feel so bad to set a boundary when whatever this person is doing is clearly hurting me and dysregulating me? Why am I okay with just being dysregulated in this relationship instead of just speaking up? Who gave me the idea that this is what I should endure? Who planted the seed that this is what love is? Whose behavior am I role modeling? Some of you say your mom is your role model, and in some way she may be, but is she also your role model in the way that she dated men all the time and couldn't be alone and prioritize them over you? Because some of you are acting just like mom. Or some of you saw dad always being, and this goes either way, because there's a lot of moms who cheat and unfaithful, so I'm not just using it stereotypical. But yeah, or did you see dad being a womanizer? And maybe I'm just speaking from my own experiences. You're seeing dad being a womanizer and chasing women. And so even though you see that he's doing the things that are hurting you, you're going through, you're with certain men now, and you're seeing that they're just like how your dad is. So it's like you're calling dad because you need comfort for how this man is dogging you, but dad is also the dog. So that's confusing. Maybe dad set the bar for how men should treat you. What else? What else? So, put that on the shirt. Put that on the shirt. Dad is also the dog. I didn't want to, I had to be real. I didn't want to say it when it came out. I'm like, forgive me. But no, I'm going to be for real. And that's why my dad always knew the best stuff. He would always say the best thing because he was the coach. He would always give me the best advice, and he would be real as fuck. He's like, yeah, they're doing this, because he was doing it. And so it would just be pissing me off, because I'd be like, okay, well, why are you like this? Damn, like, this doesn't even make sense. You're telling me that I should leave this person. You're showing me he's not this and I'm this. But why do you treat like it's only okay when you do it? Oh, so everyone... It's only okay when you treat me like shit, it's okay. But everyone else, this don't make sense. It was crazy. I don't understand this. You know, and so you see how you get confused. You see how you become confused and you start accepting shit because you accept it from your father, who is the most influential man in your life. Or was. You see? Because if you accept it from him, I mean, if you think that this is what you have to do for your own father, someone who should just love you unconditionally just because you're his child, then you must think you have to jump through a lot of hoops for some dude that you met off the street that you know doesn't have to love you because you're not blood, doesn't have to be there because you're not family. So I really got to go in overdrive and show this person why they need to choose me. I really got to go in overdrive because my own flesh and blood doesn't choose me. That's the ideology. And then when you get chosen and the rainbows and butterflies are over, then we start acting out and self-sabotaging because we want to be witnessed in the temper tantrum. We want to be witnessed in the bad behavior. We want to be witnessed in the big emotions and still chosen the way that we weren't chosen in childhood. Because you weren't chosen fully in childhood by mom and dad. You were chosen when you were shutting the fuck up. You were chosen when you stopped crying. You were chosen after you got hit and then you stopped crying. You were chosen when you were happy. You were chosen when you got A's. You were chosen when you made them look good. You were chosen when you were an extension of themselves and you made them look good because now I want to praise you on your band and your instruments because other people are starting to notice. Now I want to take credit for the basketball and all the things because you're starting to get highlighted in the local newspaper. You know what it felt like to hear that parent that was so absent talk about you like they know you every day. They're just regurgitating shit that they read on Facebook, but they don't know a damn what's going on. You've been there. Pretending, cosplaying. You feel it. These are the things you got to get out. These are the things that you need to get out. And it doesn't need to be to mom and dad. It just needs to be to the universe. No more gaslighting. No more deflection. No more twisting and turning and all these things. Here's the truth. My truth. This is what it is. Get it out. Speak it. Own it. Feel it. And let that shit go. Going around in loops and loops with these immature relationships, acting crazy, going back and forth. You know you're tired of it. You know that you're tired of feeling like a little child when you get into romantic relationships. Feeling super anxious and all these different things and how you fight. You all of a sudden turn into the biggest bully and all of a sudden you went from being in love to all of a sudden hitting below the belt. To 5 minutes later crying and apologizing and feeling so much shame because that's not how you want to treat the person that you love. I hate that I'm turning into my father. It was so good seeing you too, Austin. I hate that I'm turning into these parts of my mother. I can see it now. And good, you should see it because that's going to give you more compassion towards your mom and dad to show you that you're not just waking up. They didn't just wake up and say, I'm going to maliciously mess up my kid's life today by being unaware of my toxic patterns and projecting. You can see how you were unaware and how you projected and you didn't do it maliciously. And those of you who already have children, especially prior to healing, you definitely can resonate with your parents more and have more grace on this shit is hard and you don't know what you don't know. And if you don't have the tools, it's so easy to think that you're doing what's best when really you are perpetuating the same trauma until you know. So if you can do it unintentionally, then we can have some grace that our parents did it unintentionally too. And you're the one that is just here to break the cycle. And maybe that feels like a burden, but I see it as an honor. I get to feel all the feelings that those before me didn't feel allowed, couldn't, wasn't safe enough to feel. My mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, my grandfather, my great-grandfather. Healing all the generational wounds of the toxic masculinity and the suppressed femininity. Feels so good to be healthy and to know that I am on my way and already having the ability to have healthy conversations even when I'm upset. That when I'm angry, I still can show love. That's huge for me. I've been in situations where I've had to display that, and it's been such a huge win for me. Even though you would say, oh my God, the fact that you're fighting sucks, you know. But no, this fight is an opportunity for me to show up differently. This fight is an opportunity for me to show up how I'd want to show up with my future children. So I use every opportunity with everyone in my life to show up how I want to be and not who I've always been. Because the more that I show up with who I want to be, the more that it's just who I am, and it's not something that I'm trying and struggling to fight and grapple with. At some point, it's just normal for me to stay regulated when tensions are high. Or when my kid is having a temper tantrum, I'm able to stay grounded and hold space for my child because I've done the work to hold space for myself. This is what our parents were missing. And this is the golden, juicy nuggets that we need. This is what our parents was missing, the space. So I'm creating the space right now so I can have more space for whoever's going to be in my life in the future. Not just my children, but my friends and my partner and my lover and my parents and everyone. I want to have the space to disarm people. I want to be able to see past someone being triggered and cussing me out and say, hey, I know you're upset, but it's not at me. If you take a few deep breaths, we can get to the bottom of it. I'm not leaving you. I'm here with you. But also, I deserve respect. And how you're talking to me is not fair. This isn't about me. So calm down. I'm going to be right here. And when you're ready to talk and get to the root of why you're really mad and use your words, I'm going to be here to help you navigate that. But I don't have to be your punching bag in the process. You see how I held space and still stood in my ground? Did it sound loving? Did it sound like I was pushing them away? Did it sound like I was abandoning them? Did it sound like I was leaving? No. However they perceive it is how they perceive it. You can't control that. Anyway, this has been a great little chat. I like chatting at night. But your girl's going to be at the gym at 6:15 a.m. tomorrow. And I have a few more, like another hour of DJing practice and transitioning to get in. Because I want to do my first gig soon, even if it's unpaid. Like, I want to just do my first gig. I just want to get out there and give me the critiques. Okay? I need the critiques. And so, especially around other DJs and people who know music, because I know people who may not know music as much may be like, oh, it was great. But I want to start DJing around other DJs because I really want to hear like, ooh, that timing was off. It sounded like shoes in a washing machine. Or, oh, did you hear that? The phrasing's off. Like, listen how the words are overlapping. You need to make sure that you line it up with the proper phrases and all the different things. So I'm working on that because I really want this to be... I just want my sets to be a masterpiece. I don't want to just go from song to song. I want to blend. I want to layer. I want to bring songs out and bring them back in. I want to create something so new. And so I can't just song to the next, one song to the next. No, that would take away the whole point of creating something different and speeding up the BPMs and adding this background noise and putting a cappella lyrics on top of this song. I just love it. I think it's so fun. And I didn't know like that this part of DJing was going to excite me so much. I just thought, oh yeah, like I just want to connect with the people too and make people feel good, elevated vibes. I want to facilitate that, but also I'm having fun creating, just creating this. Ooh, what would this genre sound like with this genre? I'm finally doing it. You know how long I've been talking about this, you guys? You know how long I've been thinking about, oh, I want to put this song on this. Just think about it, 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 think about it. Ooh, this would sound so good on this, writing it, notes and notes and notes. Now I'm fucking doing it. Why did I wait so long? I feel so excited. And now it feels more real. Now that I've buckled down and started doing it and taking myself seriously and practicing, guess what? It doesn't feel like this dream that's so far out in the distance. It feels like I could do it next week because now that I've gotten my feet wet, I see it's not as hard as I was building it up to be. It was in my head. And I've wasted all this time worrying about something instead of just going for it. Suffering, not being able to pay certain things when this is a stream of income. And I'm not doing it for that, but it is. I'm doing it because I love it, but it is. It is. And people will ask me to come out and play. That's just what's going to happen because when you feel my passion and you feel my love for it, it's inevitable. I will get paid to DJ. I will get paid to throw parties. I will get paid to do events. Period. I know this. I just had to finally put my action to the words. I knew it. I always knew I was capable of it. But I didn't have no action, so it didn't mean shit. I didn't have no action. I was just sitting there thinking about it. Okay. Who's gonna hire me when I have zero music online? Who's gonna hire me when they have zero things to go by because I don't ever post nothing. Who's going to hire me when they don't even know what type of music I play? You see how you're blocking it by not putting yourself out there? You want this end result, but how are you being seen? How do people know that you exist? And yeah, someone could have came up to me 6 months ago and said, "Hey, you want to DJ?" Someone has already. But the way that I put it out, "Oh, yeah, I want to DJ." Someone has been like, "Hey, do you think you could DJ this?" Hell no, I've never even played on the deck. I want to, and I know we'll talk about it. So even when opportunities have come to me, I wasn't ready. So there's that. It already, okay, never mind. You see, I even manifested opportunities and I wasn't even doing it. That's how much spirit was trying to show me. Look, you're not even promoting this shit and people want to hire you. Don't you see? So imagine what happens when you actually put yourself out there. You better be ready. And that's what you're scared of, the success, how your life is going to change, how busy you're going to be, the fact that you're going to open yourself up to all these people judging you. Some of you know that you're meant to be famous, and not famous in the way of like, I'm famous and no, you're going to be doing your own thing, being you. You're going to be famous for your authenticity. You're going to be famous for how real you are. You're going to be famous for how inspiring you are just being yourself. And you're going to be like, I can't believe I have all this, like, this is crazy. I'm not even doing anything. This seems like too good to be true. It just seems crazy. I'm just being myself and people are fucking with me. I'm just being myself and people are buying tickets to come to my show. I'm just doing what I love and people resonate. I'm just picking certain music that I like, that I resonate with, and it turns out a lot of people resonate with the music that I like too. So not only do I get to vibe and meet people who have similar interests, especially in something as dear to me as music, but you mean to tell me that you're going to fly me out and pay me to actually do this shit? And I'm going to pay my bills doing this? Are you kidding me? Yeah, I want that. More of that. But this wouldn't be a possibility if my CDJs were just still collecting dust in the closet and the speaker was just sitting here because I didn't have a $5 cord, you guys. A $5 cord. That was all I was missing to having my whole setup. A $5 cord was all I needed. Okay? 2 years. I've had this equipment. And all I needed was a $5 cord to get it set up. And that's what's been just in my head. I don't have the cord for 2 years. It's not the car. It's not the damn cord. It was me. So, anyway, I am going to go practice a little bit before I get to bed and wake up and have my third day this week in the gym, second week in a row. I've started over 100 times. I'm going to start over 101 times. I've started over 1,000 times. I'm going to start over 1,001 times. I don't give up. I'm going to keep starting over. I don't care how many times life be knocking you down sometimes. And it seems like, God, yeah, but you got to fucking get back up. And so I'm back up. And I got some food because you guys know I've been kind of like just my diet, everything, just under eating, just really feeling so stressed out and just recognizing how being in survival mode, finances, all the stuff. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like my diet just be going crazy. But now starting to get my protein back again, starting to wake up with intention, no phone, going to the gym in the morning. Today I went a little bit later because I needed to sleep in, but that's the beauty of creating my own schedule is that I can do that. And so it's beautiful. It's coming along. The pictures are up. I'm going to be renting my house soon so that I can be free. I told you guys I want to travel. I want to be free. I want to have a break from the matrix. I want to have a break from paying all this mortgage and these bills and all this stuff. I need a break. So I'm going to find somebody else to pay my mortgage right now. And I'm going to move my stuff in storage and I'm going to use my mom as a home base. And I am my 40th birthday is in December. And a lot of people would say, oh my gosh, you're going to be 40 and you're moving back in with your mom. No, I am blessed that I have a mother that is able to help me in this time. And I probably will be spending my 40th birthday abroad somewhere, in a totally different timeline. That is what I'm manifesting for myself, that I needed to get rid of these anchors and these bills and these things that are keeping me here so that I can be free. okay? So that I can be free and meet the people I need to meet. And I know that the person and the people that I'm supposed to be meeting is not here. I'm traveling. If my dream and my biggest desire is to travel and fall in love in different cities with my person, then maybe I'll meet them traveling. And they're on a similar journey as me. So I have to go where the call. And it's telling me to rent my home, and it's telling me to put my stuff in storage, and it's telling me to go. And so I'm gonna listen and watch. By like February of next year, I'm gonna be telling you guys something drastic. Yes, I have. I think we talked about this, Ash, but yeah, I have in Peru. I've done a lot of plant medicines. But yes, ayahuasca, wachuma, sapo, rape. I've done a lot of plant medicines from the Amazon. But, okay, y'all. Yeah, it was definitely an experience. You gotta be ready for it, for sure. You gotta be ready for it, for sure. Okay? But I'm glad I did it. All right, y'all. I love you. Thank you for rocking with me tonight. I can't believe it's 9 o'clock. I did it. I've been showing up for myself. I said I want to eat this and I want to make sure I get my food in, and I did it. I wanted to go to the gym today and I did it. I wanted to record content today and I did it. I wanted to practice DJ today and I did it. It feels really good to do what the fuck you say you're going to do. Okay? Self-discipline is one of the biggest things that we need right now, and you know it. And you're getting so tired of every week, every Monday, I'm going to do it, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow. Taking life for granted. You are lucky to see tomorrow. You are lucky to see tomorrow. Stop taking it for granted. Do the things now. And before I leave, you already know if someone came up to you and said you have 30 days, you would just work, you would just stay at the desk job, you would just stay, or no, you would figure it out, wouldn't you? You would ask the people, can I do this? I gotta go see this. I want to do this. You would put yourself out there more. You would ask for help. You would say, I only have 30 days and I don't have the money. Do you think you could help me? You would raise it. You would do it. Act like that now. Because you don't know. Stop wasting time. And stop wasting your potential. Pouring all your energy into trying to force other people to see their own. Stop wasting your potential trying to dedicate your life into forcing people to see their own potential. See yours. See your own. Put the energy into your own shit. You have all the energy to hype this person up. Meanwhile, you're not where you want to be. When is it your turn? 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 It's my turn. It's my turn. It's my turn. All right. I love y'all. I will see you maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. We're going 2 for 2. All right, Adeline, it's so good to see y'all. Kathy, Austin, so good to see you. Ashley, Adeline, so good to see you. So good to see you. Okay, always got to make a song about it. All right, bye. This is a result of watching In Living Color and Martin and everything. If you see In Living Color, I am a walking skit. Like In Living Color would have been perfect for me. Gosh, if I could have been on there with Jim Carrey, we could have both been like, we could have both been on there. Gosh, I want to be on In Living Color. I want to be on SNL. I can do that. I can make up shit on the fly. Y'all see me do it every day. Okay, I'm just affirming myself. All right. Anyway, love ya. Bye.